Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a real treat for you guys and a chance for you to look at a different face and listen to a different voice other than mine, which you do quite a lot. Today I've got an interview with Tani from who's the Christmas Prepper. She's available on Instagram and on and she also does a podcast on Spotify and all that jazz. I will pop in the description of this video below, I'll pop all the links where you can go and find her. So I met met her online a while ago now. She liked me on Instagram because she'd seen my YouTube, and I was like, I'm gonna have to follow her account because it's Christmas, I'm planning for Christmas and stuff. Awesome sauce. So I did that, and then we just kind of like, I don't know, chatting. I like connecting with people online and in person. But in person I don't always get to see people that share the same interests as me. So online is probably the best way that I do that. And I've invited her to come and talk to you guys. So we're going to find out a bit more about her and why she plans for Christmas and how she plans for Christmas and her tips and all that kind of stuff. So I really hope you enjoy this video and go and follow her on social media and all that jazz as well. Let's go with the interview. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, good, thank you.
I'm nervous, just letting you know.
Oh, just a chat.
Yeah, I just thought it would be really nice because, like, people who watch my channel, they kind of see me all the time, and I just thought it'd be really nice to kind of like see another face, hear another voice, see another point of view, really. So I've been banging on about Christmas for years. So yeah, I started doing Christmas planning videos back in 2015, which I didn't realise until this year when I looked back. And I realised that they're like really popular. Like everybody loves Christmas planning videos. And I realised this year, like, you know, let's face it, we've had a pretty crummy couple of years with pandemic, Brexit, everything going on in the world around us has all kind of been quite stressful, hasn't it? It's all kind of been a bit too much. And I kind of realised this year that like Christmas makes me really happy and that I really wanted to kind of like ramp up the Christmas planning, and I realised that makes everybody else really happy too. So I just started kind of like doing more and more Christmas planning videos, and I've started to see other people are doing more and more Christmas planning content too. So I guess people are kind of like having like a similar kind of viewpoint as to why they plan and why Christmas and all that kind of stuff. So obviously I stalk your account and I stalk other people's accounts as well, because I genuinely love it. I love connecting with people online, and if you can connect with someone over like a mutual interest, I really love that. So obviously I know why you plan early, but no one else, like my viewers, might not know that because they might not know you. So why do you plan early?
When my kids were little, so when my daughter was just starting school and my son was like a manic toddler, I had a couple of years where I just didn't really think about Christmas until kind of December rolled around. And then I kind of panicked. I remember finding myself in the middle of the range one December looking at the toys like, I have no idea what to get, I don't know what they want, hadn't had any decorations up, we hadn't got any plans. And then, so everything was last minute. I got kind of like mostly ready-made stuff for Christmas dinner. We were on our own that year, no parents came or anything. So I spent the whole day in the kitchen while my husband was trying to manage the kids. They were fighting over their new toys. I was just like, this is just rubbish. It doesn't have to be like this. Christmas is supposed to be magical. So I was like, right, next year we're going to be on it. I'm going to get it sorted. And I just kind of started picking things up through the year, thinking about what I wanted to do. We have some friends that we are really close to. So I was like, do you want to do a Christmas outing this year? And that's now become a tradition. We go out every year for a nice Christmas outing. And it's just thinking ahead, working out how I want it to be. And then it actually does happen if you prepare for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, okay, I know what I want Christmas to be like. I just have to start earlier. It seems a bit weird, like the media and like the general population are like, no Christmas till December. I'm like, well, if I leave it that long, I won't have the Christmas I want. So yeah, and like my husband's busy with work and our family did live far away. We moved closer to some of them now. So it was all kind of like, I need to do it early so that I can do it because it's all on me. And the kids are little, they're getting older now, so it's getting a bit easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically it.
I totally empathise with you because also because I'm self-employed as well. I don't have a regular payday as well, and so my money goes like this, up and down, and like my husband has a regular payday, but equally, if you didn't start until kind of like October time, you've only really got like 2 paydays, because that December payday, that's a tricky little number because it often comes early, but it actually has got to last you all through till like the end of January, hasn't it? So when people say to me like about starting early, I'm like, well, yeah, like you've only got like a couple of paydays. You only got a couple of paydays, and I find as well, like my husband, he's not into golf, he's not into rugby, he's not into kind of like some of like those male sports. He likes surfing, he likes hiking, he likes gardening. And I find that come Christmas time, all like the good stuff or the normal stuff comes off the shelves and it gets replaced with like gift sets. And you know, they've all got things like a mug and socks with golfer on it or something like that. And so for me that doesn't work because he's not into any of that stuff. And so I kind of either have to buy his stuff when we go on holiday to a surfy kind of place or online. So that's why I kind of do it early. So I sort of started, in fact, this year I started buying some bits in January. I bought some stuff in the January sales, which I probably haven't really done before. You know, just as when I've seen stuff. So that's probably the earliest I've ever bought stuff. And then, like, you know, as I say, like when we've been on holiday, if we've been somewhere, I've kind of seen it because we're in that place, which kind of aligns with our hobbies and things. But what's the earliest you've ever bought something, or what's the earliest you've ever started?
I never normally do in January because I've spent all my money in Christmas. So I'm always like, I really should try and save some money to do that in January, but it never quite works.
It doesn't work, no.
This year I booked our pantomime tickets in March, so that's probably one of the earliest things. But if I see something I know someone will love, I usually buy it and then put it in a box, and it'll be for Christmas or birthday anyway. So I don't know when the earliest I've done that is, but yeah, we booked the Panto tickets in March this year.
That's good. The trouble is, I guess this year's kind of, again, a bit of an anomaly because people didn't know what's going on and things like that. So it's kind of really hard. And I was a bit the same because obviously we had that dreaded lockdown at the beginning of the year, and it was kind of like, who knows how this year is kind of going to pan out. And I just remember being in our local Superdrug, and I just, you know, I was just wandering around because nothing else was open in the town really. It was only like the essential stuff, and I just needed to get out of the house. And I happened to come across in Superdrug, they'd got like their clearance aisle, and they'd got loads of things like glitter makeup and glitter hairspray and things like for 10p. And now my eldest is getting older, I was like, oh, that'd be perfect for her. And then I was like, why don't I put that away for her stocking? And I kind of shocked myself. But yeah, I did it. And I guess when it comes to like our Christmas planning, I tend to prioritise the kids. I feel like the kids and the, you know, that there's certain essentials that I feel need to be planned first, like the kids' stockings and like the kids' like main presents. And then I kind of like go down the scale as to kind of like what next, you know. And then I sort of like double back on myself, so I make sure like the essentials, and then at the end I'm like, if I've got any room for any like extra things or expensive things or magical things or anything else I pop up. So that's kind of like how I prioritize and plan. But how do you do it? What do you think? Right, I'm going to do this first, or do you have an order? Do you just go for it? Like,
I'm basically the same. The kids come first. So like last year, nothing happened as normal, did it? So I kind of was just like, okay, as long as the kids have an amazing day and they don't notice that everyone's not that happy and everything, then that's what we're going to do. So it's just, they probably got a few too many presents last year.
Mine too, to be honest. Yeah,
and everyone's different. But yeah, so kids first, making sure they I try and kind of wrangle out of them what they want for Christmas a bit early, so I can keep an eye out on when the good deals are coming up. I'm hoping some things will come up in Black Friday this year. And yeah, making sure the kids have everything, and then kind of like, I suppose, the food, because that's the next big thing that everyone looks forward to. And so I'm thinking, I was on the train yesterday and I heard someone say that there might be a turkey shortage.
Oh God.
And I don't know if this is true. I was like, I might go and order my meat from the butchers this week. Yeah, so the kids and the food, and then I'll go back and kind of add in like any extra kind of like magical things that we might want to do, or activities, or that kind of thing, and go through. I think the best thing to kind of do is make a goals, like your Christmas goals list, work out what you want your Christmas to look like, and then kind of work backwards. What's your like top 3, get those sorted, then go back and look at your goals. Okay, if I want to do some Christmas crafts, then I need to get the stuff to do the Christmas crafts beforehand and not wait till the last minute. So like, I don't know if you've seen on my Instagram this week, I'm trying to work out when we're going to do some crafts in December, and I've bought Ziploc bags to put all the crafty bits in.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. So yeah, work backwards from your goals, and then add in the little things as you get further along with the big things getting done.
It just feels it feels kind of like, for me at the moment, I'm kind of like, I want to do all the things like now. Because obviously the shops are now getting on it. The kids, like, once the kids have gone back to school, it's like boom, isn't it? Like Christmas. And like all the companies are coming out with all the things like now, and I'm kind of like, I want to buy all the things now. I want to buy all the things now. But equally, I'm like, I always do a savings scheme with Park. I don't know if you've heard of Park.
Yeah.
And I get the prepaid MasterCard. So they are coming out like anytime soon. And that is when I'll do like the main bulk of my bulk of like the Christmas present shopping. Like everything else is kind of like little bits, like every month, or you know, from like September onwards, I start buying bits in my you know, in my weekly shop every week, which I know you do too, like all the stuff that's not perishable. But it's kind of like, wow, like it's all there. It's like, you know, you've got people like you, me, we're talking Christmas all the time. We're like, come on, you need to get on it, because you want to have a really good Christmas. You want to make it the best Christmas, you know, you've ever had, and, you know, la 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 la. So what kind of like tips have you got for people who are like, I just want to get started, I want to plan, but it's really overwhelming because look at all these bloggers, they're already on it, you know, they've already started this, they've already done that, like, like, because a friend said to me that the other day, she was like, you look like you've got it all together. And I was like, yeah, but that's a kind of bit of an illusion. Like, I was like, remember, this is also my job, because I, you know, I'm in the planner industry. I sell planners. I sell planner inserts. I've done that for years. Like, that is also my job. So I have to use those in order to like to sell those. And I know you've brought out your own Christmas planner, which we'll get onto in a bit. But yeah, how do you get started? Like, and how would you give any advice to people who want to get started and just like,
It's so easy to get overwhelmed, and basically I'd just say start one step at a time, do one thing at a time. So if you want to go on a family outing, then book it, or if you need to save up, then save up and see if you can reserve a place, whatever you need to do. Book that one thing, then you've got that sorted, then move on to the next thing. Don't try and do all the things at once if you don't have the headspace for it. One thing at a time. And if you write a list and then tick it off and do things methodically, then you'll just get through it, and you don't have to be like, oh, I need to do this and this and this and this and this. There's still time, and even in December there's still time. You just have to, this is what I didn't do, kind of overcome the panic and try and spend loads of money on your credit card. You don't have to do that. There's like, in December I'm going to do like a last minute kind of thing, like, okay, if you haven't done anything, then do these things and, you know, you'll be fine. But just try not to get swept up with the advertising. You don't have to spend all your money. There's loads of things that you can do at home for not very much. Just take a step back, think about what you want, and write a list.
I think because at the end of the day, businesses are there to make money, aren't they? You know, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it is a very competitive world now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
with social media and online, it can seem a bit bombarding, but you just kind of have to sort of get into that mindset of, they are advertising to me,
Yeah.
but what is important to me? What is it that I actually need? And,
Mm-hmm.
like, I think, like, when you see all those things, I think it's really important to like make lists and park ideas, so that you've got your essentials and your nice to haves and all those kind of, I've been marketed to things, they can all go on that kind of like nice to have list, can't they?
Yeah,
Exactly. It's just, someone said to me the other day, like, I don't understand, like, why you go on about Christmas and you know, all this planning and everything is just one day. And I said to them, but yes, so is a wedding. A wedding is also just one day, but people plan that for like 2 years, and that's one day. But actually, for me, I see Christmas as not being one day. For me, it's like a season. For Christmas, sort of, for me, starts like mid-November, because our wedding anniversary is in mid-November, and we always go on holiday, and it usually ends up being like a festive kind of experience. And then, like you, we like to go on a days out, or we do things like we go for walks in the woods to forage for foliage, and then come back and make our foliage. But it's all those little things actually that that make the whole season. So it's not a day, it's a season. And it's some of the free things that we do that actually are those lasting memories. Like, we always make crackers with the kids out of like cardboard tubes and things like that. It's like, we do that every year, and it's free, but the kids love it and they remember it and all that kind of stuff. So it's not always about the money, it's about building those memories and doing those things. So swirling back to like the planner. So I have a planner, you have a planner. There's loads of different Christmas planners out there, and I just think like there's room for everybody, because how one person plans isn't how someone else plans. And someone actually did ask me the other day, like, why do you use this planner? And they'd bought my Christmas planner, and this is another person as well. So they'd bought my planner and then had printed out pages from another planner and put it in that planner. So I sell like a hard, like a bound one this year, which is the first time this year. But previously I've just sold like loose leaf ones. And someone said to me, well, weren't you upset or weren't you offended that this person had like printed out other people's planner pages and stuck them inside your planner? And I was like, no, because it's their planner. Like, once they bought it, it's theirs. They do what they like with it. And I designed my planner because it's how I plan. It's what works for me. It's what works for my family. So the fact that there's another Christmas planner out there and then another one, that doesn't bother me, because I'm like, no, my system works for me, and I designed it for me, and it works for me, and it works for all those people, but it doesn't work for those people. Do you know what I mean? And that's like totally cool. So I want you to talk us through your planner, like what's in there, how do you use it? You know, I know we haven't got much time left, but talk to us about planner. We want to know all the planner information.
So my planner is kind of like, I love your kind of planners and the scrapbooking type, where you put stickers and you spend loads of time journaling. And I used to do loads of scrapbooking, but as my kids got older and busier, I just don't really have time for it at the moment. Like, I'm hoping I'll be able to pick it up.
Snap.
So my planner is kind of like a small, but you can fit it in your handbag. It doesn't have everything, it's not exhaustive, but it's kind of got the main points that I feel what I want in Christmas. But there's loads of stuff that I've like kind of made notes on to add into my one for next year, that I could add these pages in as I've been doing my planning. But it's kind of got the basics, like gift lists, budget planners, food budgets, kind of spaces to write different lists, like what you're going to put in your Christmas Eve hamper. I do a December the 1st box, which is just like a welcome to the Christmas season kind of thing. Like film night and game night planners and calendars and baking planners, and just a place where you can kind of like mind dump everything that you want to do for Christmas and then tick it off as you get it done. A place where you can keep everything easily accessible and take it with you if you need to the shops. And it's not like a pretty thing that you put stickers and has like little journaling, like your lovely things. It's just kind of perfunctory kind of like, yeah, I'll get that and I can write everything in that I need to. And then it's like, you could keep it for next year for reference, but it's kind of like, or you could just get rid of it and get a new one next year kind of thing. So it's just kind of extended notebook with kind of prompts, I'd say.
Yeah.
And it's what I need at this stage of my life for planning. I'd love to make beautiful ones, but that's for later when my children are older, kind of thing. So yeah, and it's I'm using it to do my Christmas prep along, which I do on Instagram every week to kind of help, because I know how to use it, but if you're not into planning and you're stressed out normally at Christmas, you're like, okay, I've got a planner, but what do I write next? So I'm just kind of trying to walk people through like step by step. Okay, if you want to basically work out what you want for Christmas, do this first. Kind of, I'm doing this week, like in stages. You don't have to do everything I do, but it's just kind of like helpful hints and tips, really.
That's the thing, because obviously you wrote it, so it works for you. But yeah, other people go like, huh? Like, or going back to that overwhelm thing, like, where the hell do I start with this? Like, some people it's kind of in their blood. Planning is just what they do, and other people it's like, I want to, but how do I do this? And how do I start? Awesome. So I suppose mine's kind of like for beginners. Yeah, well, I feel the same. Like, I used to do all like the pretty stickering and stuff, and the trouble is, like, I think I spend so much time like working on the business and stuff, and I don't always like get a chance to kind of play with the stuff anymore. And also, like, for us, we home ed as well, so my kids are like always here, unless and then if they're not here, I'm usually taking them out to like their groups and things, so it's like so it's quite, so I don't have any time, but I'm always like, one day when the kids are a bit older, at the moment they need me, they're still small, and it's like that's where my focus is. But making like, but having the functional planner, that's where it's all at the moment for me, is like it's the functionality and getting through life, because it has been a crazy it's been a crazy couple of years, isn't it? So
and you're amazing for home editing. I thought about it, and then lockdown happened, and I was like, okay, no, I can't. I need them to have someone else to help them, because I kind of can't go into teacher mode and parent mode.
The problem is home ed is very different to pandemic homeschooling, and I think because everyone who's like homeschooled from the pandemic has now said to me, I don't know how you do it, and I'm like, it's totally different, because we do what we want when we want. We don't follow the national curriculum. We, so we're child led, so we follow their interests and kind of like go with that. I mean, we have the core English, science, maths. We do, but then everything else has got, But whereas when you were having to follow what the school was setting you in the school time frame and all that kind of stuff. Whereas us, we can do stuff on a Sunday and have like a week off, or we're so flexible around it, and obviously we go to groups and field trips and things like that, which it's a totally different kettle of fish, so it's easier in that way. But then when it comes to Christmas planning, the kids are always here, so that's another reason why I have to do like start early, because if I have deliveries they're like, oh, what's that for? And luckily we've got a business, so we're always getting like deliveries of like paper and ink and all that stuff, and I'm like, Dad's ordered more ink again. Like, the ink and paper boxes get busier at this time of year, but they're still young enough to be like, oh right, okay. And luckily, like if we order from Amazon, it tends to come at the same time, and it's while we're out at a group. So like my husband knows to just like squirrel those away into the office, and our office is very busy, so it's a really good place for hiding things as well, because they know not like that's stock or that's supplies, they know not to touch that. So that's really good. But
adhere to that in my office.
Where do you hide all your stuff? Attic or?
I try and put stuff in the top of wardrobes at the moment, because they can't reach it. But I kind of lost track of, I need to this week, I'm going to get everything out and work out what I've got so far, because otherwise I'm going to buy things twice.
That's what someone said to me. The planner, they need to, when they've got their presents, they need to write where they put the presents. Because they can't remember. Oh dear. But it's just I guess we're lucky at the moment, because our children are small enough to believe, but not old enough to be sneaky and kind of like have that inkling that there might be presents around.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm always quite honest with my children. I'm like, I'm going Christmas shopping today and I'm going to buy you all presents, because they know that mummy and daddy buy presents for them.
Yeah.
And presents for other people. And then there's Father Christmas. So I'm a bit like, I'm going to wrap your presents from mummy and daddy today. Like things like, you know, things like that. So they're kind of aware that mummy does do Christmas prep and buy Christmas presents and stuff, but they haven't kind of twigged that mummy's also working for Father Christmas at the same time. So so I'm like, fingers crossed for that one, that you know, that continues for a while. So
yeah, we managed to put some things in my in-laws' house last year, like the big thing from FC. My daughter, I don't know if she can hear me or not. So yeah, we have got other people's houses that we can put big things in if we need
to. A good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Right, well, our time, I think, is coming towards an end, so I guess we better wrap it up. Firstly, thank you very much for talking to me. It's really exciting. I'm really hot because I was so nervous. I've gone all hot, and I'm getting to that time in my life where I'm probably going to start. Warm. Where's my autumn? Where the hell's autumn? I know.
I took my coat with me when I went out yesterday. I was just carrying it all around. I was like, no, it's supposed to be cooler now. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I don't like that. But yeah, I'm also worried that I'm getting to that time in my life where I might start getting hot flushes, and I don't want that. I'm not ready for that. But yeah, so yeah. Oh yeah, the 40s. The 40s. Oh my god. But yeah, no, it's been really, really nice to speak to you. And I'll pop all the links in the video description below so everyone can find you and everything. Is there anything else you want to say before we say goodbye? Like,
thanks for asking me. It's been really fun, and it's nice to kind of talk to other people who love Christmas as much as I do, because it's not everybody.
No, it's it.
Special love for Christmas.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been really nice to chat to you and getting to know you on Instagram and YouTube and stuff. So yeah, and hopefully you'll be able to come on my podcast a bit closer to Christmas as well.
Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah, as you know, I talk a lot though, so you'll have to rein me in. I do talk a lot. I do. I know I do. But sometimes, because I'm like with the children all the time, sometimes I like get with another adult and I'm like, adult conversation.
I do that quite a lot, especially after the lockdown. It's just like verbal vomit. I'm like, sorry, I really should stop now.
It's like I'm another adult to talk to, particularly another adult that has like the same interests. That's just like. Yeah, I'm like, yes. Brilliant. All right, so yeah, we're just about to run out of time, so
okay.
So yeah, I'll say goodbye, but thank you so much. That's really cool, lovely, and I'm glad. Right. I'm glad I found you. Well, no, I think you liked me on Instagram first, didn't you? And I was like, Christmas pepper.
I found you on YouTube. Yeah.
So then I was like, oh god, that's an account I'm gonna have to follow. Like. Right, I always have these awkward endings because I have to find like the end button on here. So.
Oh yeah, so it's people like looking around this.
I know. I'm like, oh my god. Right. Okie dokie then.
So I'll say goodbye.
Bye.